Waverly Beach, in the town of Fort Erie, Ontario, located 30 minutes south of Niagara Falls. What is left of this site is protected area in efforts to conserve the old-growth trees and the animals that rely on them. Geographically, this land is situated on the Onondaga Formation, which is dated back to 400 million years, when this land was once a tropical sea.
Let's go.
Species of Asclepia, otherwise known as milkweed. They are called milkweeds because they produce this milky latex substance. To kickstart the geological portion of this video, I'm going to quickly talk about the geologic timescale. Think of the geologic timescale as Earth's calendar. It is a well-crafted chart which holds the records of every major geologic event of Earth's history. Everything from drastic climate change to mass extinction events. The chart is well organized, with events being placed by eon, era, period, and epoch. Similar to how we break down one year into months, weeks, and days. The chart begins at Earth's earliest known history, which is 4.6 billion years, all the way up to the present day. Here within this massive block of limestone, you can see deposits of the Onondaga chert, which is a microcrystalline quartz. Historically, this Onondaga chert was used by indigenous settlers to make arrowheads. This chert, when broken and chipped properly, can be sharper than a scalpel. Given this site's geological history, and the strata which make up this area being primarily limestone, it makes a wonderful beginner spot for fossil hunters and enthusiasts alike. A specimen of honeycomb fossil, fairly common at this site. They are characterized by its distinct honeycomb shape of hexagonal tubes packed tightly together. It's incredible to think that this once was a living organism at the bottom of a tropical seafloor. Oh, that is a nice specimen. I think that's looks like a crinoid. Nice. Hey, why are sedimentary rocks so cheap?
Why?
Because they're always on shale. Shale, we continue. Artemisia vulgaris, common name mugwort, in the family Asteraceae, is a perennial plant with pinnate leaves. Ecologically, it is beneficial to our Lepidoptera friends. and features questionable yet interesting medicinal applications. Plenty of old boulders that used to make up the structures. The hotel was situated on that end of the park. Waverly Beach, formerly known as Erie Beach Park, was a popular tourist site in the 19th century. It housed attractions such as an extensive amusement park, wildlife zoo, and the Erie Beach Hotel, not to mention the pristine Great Lake, maybe not so pristine at this time. So, how exactly do fossils form? Fossilization begins when a living organism is rapidly buried by sediment, and slowly over the course of millions of years, the organism's tissue is replaced with minerals, molecule by molecule. It's a very arduous process.
Doesn't work with humans.
No. Not unless you're rapidly buried. Getting into some fossils. Almost looks like a piece of fossilized shit. The creatures that habited this once tropical ocean died relatively quickly. So there's no need to get all sedimental about it. Get it? Here's the fossil of a brachiopod. These are ancient marine shellfish that resemble modern-day mollusks like clams and oysters. However, these shellfish are in a separate phylum, as they have a different internal anatomy than the modern-day bivalve mollusks. FYI, phylum refers to a major taxonomic ranking used to classify organisms on the grand family tree. You can see how it really resembles a modern-day clam. Brachiopods. How we got here. During the Paleozoic era, roughly 400 million years ago, specifically during the Silurian and Devonian period, what is now Waverly Beach was the Onondaga Formation. Geographically, this land was much closer to the equator. The land you see now was once the floor of a shallow tropical ocean. A warm sea that housed many animals such as brachiopods, crinoids, and corals, to name a few. So this was the sea floor, and the floor was lifted up to surface level. The land was very dry once it was lifted until the LGM, last glacial maximum, or the previous ice age, which kick-started roughly 120,000 years ago during the Pleistocene epoch. The last glacial maximum caused large accumulations of snow and ice, creating the famous Laurentide and Cordilleran ice sheets. These mile-tall glaciers, or ice sheets, melted, and the sheer force of these receding glaciers caused cracks and divots. And these cracks and divots were then filled with fresh water from the glacial melt, and that is how you got this beautiful Great Lake we have today. This is a specimen of horn coral, also called rugosa. They are cone-shaped animals that inhabited this once tropical sea. They belong to the phylum Cnidaria, which are aquatic invertebrates. Invertebrate meaning they had no spine. They can be found both in salt and fresh water. And these are within the class Anthozoa, which house all sea anemones and most corals. True horned coral cannot be found living today, as they are extinct, which makes this find all the more exciting. Hello. Hi, handsome man. I believe this is the fossil of a giant honeycomb coral. You can see it's got those distinct porous hexagonal shapes. It's a massive bastard. If only I could take that home. Quick pun for my geology enthusiasts. Why can't sedimentary rocks handle stress? Because they fold under pressure.